another enough sky. What am I the thorn in your eye? Too much sun, another enough sky. What am I the thorn in your eye? Too much sun, another enough sky. I'm lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much sun, another enough sky. What am I the thorn in your eye?
Hello everybody and welcome to Chase Race number 1, also known as the 27th race of Season 3 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Pepsi 500 at the 8 Bowl Superspeedway in Watertown, Massachusetts. And this is a unique track. It's a figure 8 restrictor plate track, so this is going to be a unique race. And I'm joined by 2 special guest commentators. Please welcome back to the booth. First time we've commentated in this series since the season opener of Daytona. Please welcome back Charles Sanford. How are you doing, Charles?
Doing great, yeah.
It's been a while. Yes, it has. And then the second guest commentator who's actually going to be the pit reporter for this race, and that is and that is Stephen Pollard III. How are you doing, Stephen?
Well, first of all, it's Pollard, but I'm doing great, drinking my Pepsi, ready for the Pepsi 500 as apparently the 3 AK Austin Dillons on the pole.
Well, that's not Austin Dillon, but yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Alright, but yes, so this is the first race in the chase, so that means we're going to have a unique roster as far as the chase goes. It is Michael Norman who is in the chase, and he comes in as the points leader. Then we've got a 3-way tie for second between Austin Weiner, David Rivera, and Chris Washer. Then a 3-way tie for fifth between P.J. Williams, Jessica Sheldon, and Cody Lamas. And then a 6-way tie for eighth, and the remaining drivers are Cassandra Renzi, Ryan Anderson Jr., Dylan Thoreau, Brandon Nichols, Justin Talampas, and the Chase LCQ winner, Seth Cole. Those are all the drivers who are in the chase this season. Now, how the chase is going to go, it's pretty much a combination of the first 2 seasons' chases where you're going to have the elimination rule, but it's only 13 drivers. So how will the elimination process be, you ask? Well, after the first half of the chase, after race number 5, the drivers from 8th on back to 13th will be eliminated. And then after race number 9, drivers from 5th through 7th will be eliminated, and so when we get to the season finale at FTF, it's going to be a free-for-all between the top 4 in points, to the point where the highest finishing out of those 4 will be your Season 3 champion. So that is how the chase will go this season. But enough of us talking for now. Here's a look at your starting lineup for the Pepsi 500 at 8 Bowl.
Imagine the dreams of a 13-year-old looking up at the sky, wondering how the world can be so cold. This kid wasn't told it would be like this. At nighttime wishes to be safe from this abyss, cause this shit is something that can be dismissed. A boy born as a girl who is going through the stress. He's got a shotgun up, but can't play for the team. His school won't let him even know it's his dream. Now he's sitting in bed with a loaded gun, thinking about blowing his brains out to kingdom come. Cause he's been bullied and teased all his life. Almost killed himself 2 years ago by slitting his wrist with a knife. I wonder if he sees the things I see for him. 10 years down the line, speaking at the forum. A college graduate up at the top of his class, the first trans NFL player up in the draft.
Alright, well there was a look at your starting lineup. Michael Norman on the pole with David Rivera in second. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls.
Wow, what a jump for Michael Norman there. At least a good car length over the 17.
He's doing it for Dale.
And we're on the spectator camera to get a high angle of all the cars on the racetrack, as Michael Norman has the lead. And remember, all 3 of his victories this season have come on restrictor plate tracks. He won the Daytona 500, won back at M&M's, and if I can recall, he won back at Pigs Creek just recently, so he knows how to get it done on plate tracks. And he's coming in with full momentum on his side, coming in as the points leader in the chase.
Well, we're going to have a new leader coming off turn 2 here.
Look at this exciting angle.
Yeah, from my experience of the track, this is it's a unique super speedway in its own respect, because you mentioned how it's a figure 8. It makes it really difficult to pass, especially when you're just because one line you're on the inside, next corner you're on the outside line, and at that point.
For a guy who's actually driven here, it's a pretty difficult track, because you gotta fight the wheel to get to the bottom of the track, gotta hold it. And you see the 3 couldn't do a good job of holding on the bottom as the 6 took the lead. Now let's see what happens between the 6 and the 28.
Yeah, Rue McIntyre there.
In the second place position with David Rivera, who's one of the chasers in the lead.
I'm not sure I would have gone to that line, though. It's going to be 3 wide for second.
Yeah, because here comes Dylan Young.
On the inside, the 2?
Yeah, that is Dylan Young right there. He's coming in for second. And actually, his teammates are coming in behind, working together. Brandon Nichols and Austin Weiner, who are both in the chase.
Different paint schemes on those cars than I'm used to seeing.
That's a weird 22 paint scheme. Looks like a Roush one.
I know, right?
Well, Penske and Roush are both Ford, so that makes sense.
That's true.
And now Dylan Young is now going to go to the point.
Yeah, while we were looking back there, yeah.
And now it's going to be 3 wide for second. 3 wide for second.
McIntyre just makes it 3 wide for second as well. Says, hey, I'll just take this inside line.
And falling back to the pack. They're getting a report from the 12. They want to fall back to the pack. As you see right there, they dropped out of the top 10 to the 30s. They're going to make a charge in the last 10 laps.
Yeah, and what's funny with Rue McIntyre being up there, he finally picked up a win this season, and that came out of restrictor plate track of Coca-Cola a little bit after All-Star weekend. So he definitely knows how to get it done here on plate tracks, but we'll see if he can make up any ground here. As here comes Michael Norman back underneath for the lead once again.
Well, and we'll see pretty much the same type of the same cast of characters up here. Usually there's only about 4 or 5 guys who you'll see make it up to front just because of how difficult it is to pass on this track.
Well, as I'm looking, here comes Eric Burton, Austin Weiner, Chase Oliver, Anthony McCurry all coming into the
55
picture.
Looks sweet.
Yeah, he's sporting the old school Napa car. And now we got battle for the lead again as David Rivera is going to go by once again for the lead.
Is that a 61 half black?
I don't...
Yeah, it is Affleck.
Yeah, it is. For McCurry, yeah.
Yeah, on McCurry's car. And they are getting really racy, and Dylan Young
just like got out of throttle or something on that outside line.
They didn't want to hit the wall there.
He might have gotten the wall. But anyways, Rivera's up at the front. Justin Talampas is actually a little bit in the back as far as not
Now, based on what I've seen from him at some super speedways, in particular Dylan Young's series, that might be his own personal choice to be just hanging back there and trying to miss all the mess.
Getting a report, he has some Taco Bell in the car. That's why he's staying in the back.
Well, anyways,
ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Pollard III.
Yes, indeed. But here is the Chase LCQ winner from Talladega last week coming in through the middle and the back of the pack.
Famous 52, yep.
Seth Cole.
With that yellow grill tape on the front of the car, charging to the front.
And there is Chris Washer, who is one of the favorites for the championship. He's running in the back right now.
And then some guy who no one absolutely cares about on that outside line.
Oh, yeah, Charles Sanford.
Yeah, no one cares about him, right?
Well, what I noticed off turn 3 is the high line. If you run the high line turn 3, you have to get out of the gas, and that kills the top line, as we see Jessica Shelton.
Yeah, I saw Dylan Young do that a couple laps ago, and yep, Jessica Shelton there in the Napa Chevrolet.
Yep, and she is another favorite for the championship. In fact, she is the Season 1 Walmart Cup Series champion. She wants to try to go for another one, where last season Gabe Williams, despite not winning a single race, won the championship, but unfortunately he's not in the chase for this season. As we go back up at the front, and it's again Michael Norman up in the lead.
Damn, that 3's got a good car underneath him.
They may have to check something on that. That car, that's twice now that car has been able to break away for at least a 1 car length advantage over second.
I think
And
Dale's
second right
driving
now
the car
is
out.
Cassandra Renzi, who is in the chase, and she wants to get her first points win of her Walmart Cup Series career. She won the All-Star Open at the Derek Motodome earlier in the season, but that didn't count, so she wants to get a points win and get momentum heading in through this chase, and here she comes for the lead with Chase Oliver right behind
Breeze
her
on a
with Drew
bad line up there. He's
McIntyre.
gonna fall back.
Yep, there it goes. Yep.
And Cassandra Renzi now goes to the lead, and Chase
And no help
Oliver...
for Norman.
Yeah, and Chase Oliver, he could have been a driver that could have been in the chase, but missed out on 2 opportunities. He almost won back at Atlanta to get into the chase via a wild card spot, and they almost got the victory in the Chase LCQ, but then he got wrecked. And this is the first time in Walmart Cup Series history that Chase Oliver will not be in the chase, because before this season, only he, Jessica Sheldon, and Chris Washer had been in every chase. Now that streak goes down to 2 drivers, Sheldon and Washer.
Interesting. I think I have like 2 or 3, that also made both chases for my series in its first 2 seasons.
Back when I did a series, Charles almost made the chase.
And right now, Renzi's still holding on to that position. Drew McIntyre staying steadily in that second spot, but here comes Brandon Nichols, the 4-time winner.
Just you say that,
this
here
season.
comes Rue right to the inside for the race lead.
Now, my report was wrong. The 12-day team, they wanted to stay back until 10 to go, but they actually decided to push the car now, so they're going to go out to the front, try to lead as much, and fall back, then come back.
No, you spoke to the wrong person. You spoke to the tire changer instead of the crew chief.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The crew chief was drinking a Pepsi at the time and probably going on SKF.com.
Anyways,
Moving on.
anyways, we are almost a lap away from 1/3 of this race being complete, since this is a 30-lap event. And yeah, and actually, as they cross the stripe, we're going to go to the normal HUD to see how fast of lap times they run here. And they run about 46-second lap time, so they get around this track pretty quick.
I'm almost kind of glad I can't see the miles per hour. Make me nervous just seeing it, because I know how fast I've seen him go. It's a scary speed to see.
Well, they average, it seems on average, they go up to about 190 on average, so that's not completely fast, say, as like Pigs Creek or M&M's or Coca-Cola, where they go 250, 260.
Oh, no.
Yeah, M&M's, I'd be shocked to see probably on my schedule, ever.
Right now, Drew McIntyre is now up into the lead, with Cassandra Renzi following suit in second. Third, David Rivera. Fourth, Sonny Hammond, who's
here
had
comes Cassandra.
a struggle. It's going to be 3 wide for the lead, and here comes Rivera underneath.
Now, if you win the championship this year, do you get a Walmart gift card? I'm just wondering.
I don't think Levi's gotten that deal worked out yet.
I'm gonna have to check with the officials so we can get that deal worked out.
Meanwhile, here comes Sonny Hammond, who's got his teammate Michael Norman behind him.
And of course, Norman's just gonna say, "Nope, I want second."
With Renzi gonna follow suit, and then look at this battle going on, as there you see Alex Pedro, who missed out on the chase, even though he had 2 wins. He wasn't high enough up in the points to get a wild card spot.
This car actually won 2 races?
I know it's shocking, but yes, sometimes that car does actually win.
And there is Eric Enrage, who is up there towards the front right now. And then here comes another chaser, Ryan Anderson Jr., who has been top 10 in
Eric
points.
Actually in that 14, almost.
6 had to get out of it there.
Yeah, the 6 looked like he had to back out of the throttle right
Hammond
there.
to the lead.
And it looks like Renzi's to the lead, but now here comes Sonny Hammond. He's looking for his first ever. He's looking for his first ever Walmart Cup Series win. He's been in this series since the very beginning. Season 1, he finished around top 30 in points.
Hey, we found the Tom Gerard of your series.
Last
the true
season,
Tom Gerard of your series.
Wow, look at that 10 car, man, making more moves than Daniel
Pedro.
did. The lead.
And last season for Sonny Hammond, he finished around the dead last area in points. This season, he was in that area most of the season, but lately, within the last 10 races, he's been starting to step it up. But he wants to get a win, but next season he will be moving on to the number 47 car for season 4. Meanwhile, Alex Pedro to the lead. He wants to go for his 3rd win of the season.
And Rivera peeking to the inside there a little bit, trying to figure out when he wants to make his move.
And that 3 car is dominant. He has not gone out of the top 5 his full entire race. That is really hard to do.
Neither is Rue McIntyre or David Rivera. All 3 of those cars have been in this top 5 all race long. And Pedro's
and while you're
still
speaking of guys
on.
who have been, there's actually one guy making his way into the top 10 who has not been up here all race.
Charles Sanford.
Yeah.
Indeed, Charles Sanford coming in with Larry Hagan in front of him in the 48.
Seth Cole right in front of them.
And here comes Henrietta Fitzwater with help from Dylan Young. And there is Eric Burton coming into the picture.
Wait, what car is Charles in the 18?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mid-season replacement.
Yeah, he was a mid-season replacement for Ian Siegel, who decided to quit his ride and for the season, so Charles stepped in, took over, and he's actually, within the second half of the season, he's actually surpassed Ian Siegel in the points, but only by, I would say, about maybe 4 or 5 points. But he could be a sleeper for this race. He can potentially get up there to the front.
Roper Super Speedway is definitely his strength of tracks, usually where he finds his most success.
Right now, there's Nick Pericles, who's way in the back.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked about that. Normally, you don't see someone lose a draft without actually having been involved in a wreck.
Well, you know, that car is a 3M throwback car. I guess they put a throwback engine in that car, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Pollard III. And there's Austin Weiner, who we saw up at the front earlier. He's fallen to the back.
Yeah, 22. I don't know what Steven's been hearing on pit road.
Wait a minute, pit stops are taking place. I kind of had a suspicion pit stops were going to take place. As I'm cycling around, it looks like it's Rue McIntyre who's up at the front right now.
My first job as pit reporter. Now I'm going to go cover some pits, the RV.
Oh, there's some side contact with Jesse Setti and Zachary Fitzwater into the pits.
So that I guess isn't too much of a surprise. Looks like most of the guys going for about at least for right sides.
Hey, it's my job, Charles.
Sorry, I'm just looking at what I can see on the screen.
As we see the 3-car, 4 tires, it's a Sunoco gas. Oh, the 6 is going to beat him out actually.
And no, make that the 10 is going to beat them all out.
Pedro, yeah.
Pedro's going pretty fast, my God.
And now
here
looks like
comes
the rest of the cars
everybody
will make
else.
their pit stop this time around.
You don't make a pass in pit road 99.
Well, tell McCurry that too. Now it'll be interesting to see who has the better.
Oh, and we got a wreck. Dylan Thoreau, Jordan Culp, Jecko Knight, Kendall Maynard, all crashing. There is Ken Thoreau, Setti. Oh, and Renzi. Renzi was caught up in there. Sheldon was in there. Llamas. Some Chase drivers got caught up. Charles Jackson was in it. There was Chase Oliver, and this is just in the middle of stop, so this is not good for some of these drivers in pit road.
It's going to be interesting to see who would have been able to get out first. The guys who pitted the last time around, or the people who pitted that time. But the caution will definitely throw that out of the question because now all the people who pitted the previous lap. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead, Charles.
And they're saying the last driver scored as the leader was Eric Enrage, it looked like.
But some people definitely beat him out pit road. So
1990 North Wilkesboro all over again.
Could in fact be that. Could be that way. And I'm thinking actually now Alex Pedro is now cycled back around as the leader.
Well, it's either going to be that or these guys are all going to be marked at the tail end of the lead lap.
Let's hope not. The 14th still the leader.
According to the scoring, but. It says Pedro was last scored at 18.
51's the leader.
Ryan Anderson Jr., let's find him. Let's see where he is in the lineup here. There he is.
Wow,
this is going to be interesting.
This is going to be very interesting now because this is going to be just under 10 to go.
Indeed.
So it's going to be single file restart.
So this is the first time a caution is going to be out for the first time today here at the 8 Bowl. But while we're at it, let's take a look at a replay to see what has brought the caution out for the first time today here at the 8 Bowl. Alright, well, here's a look at what happened. This is all coming out of pit road, and Jordan Cole,
Well, there's your
Chase
problem.
Oliver, and
Look at
Kendall
that.
Maynard are 3 wide, and Chase has got sandwiched. And then they go up into the 17. There you see the 42 getting piled in along with the 78. But watch Cassandra Renzi. She is going to come flying into this mess as the 88 is all in there.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the Ford just Arca braked it.
I don't even think Arca braked it. I don't even think she tried.
She's doing 185 into the wreck, Charles.
Yeah, let's see how this happens. She hits the 20 of Kendall Maynard and then just went completely
and just
sliding.
barely started to hit the brakes just before hitting the 20. So there's going to be absolutely no way she could have even stopped, even without so-called Arca brakes there. So
Charles, this is the Gen 6 car. The brakes are really good on these cars.
I still don't think even you can't still stop from like 185 at that speed.
I did it last night when I was racing.
Well, anyways, so, yeah, we had quite a few chasers involved in this mess. Cassandra Renzi, Jessica Shelton, and Cody Lamas were all caught up in this. All 3 of those drivers are chase contenders, so this is not good for them as far as trying to survive. And there you see there was Ken Thoreau in there. Trent Dunham was held up behind all that. Kendall Maynard, who took a hard hit during that mess. But it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be officially scored as the leader when we go back racing.
It's definitely going to be a lot of stuff to sort out for the officials.
Indeed, since that caution came out during pit stops. But ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the look at the replays. Let's take you back to the restart here at the 8 Bowl. Alright, well, the list of drivers out of the race after that first caution are Jessica Sheldon, Ken Thoreau, Charles Jackson, Jordan Culp, Jesse Setti, Cassandra Renzi, Jecko Knight, Kendall Maynard, and Chase Oliver. And the lineup's going to be very, very weird since we got cars who are up at the front of the field in the back of the pack. So it's Ryan Anderson Jr., the leader, Brandon Nichols second, Eric Enraged third, Ian Dutta 4th, Michael Walden 5th, Anthony McCrory 6th, Rue McIntyre 7th, Dylan Young 8th, Matt McIntyre 9th, and Jesse King in 10th. And then Biggie Spencer 11th, 12th Kyle Matthews, 13th Chris Washer, 14th Austin Weiner, 15th PJ Williams, and 16th Justin Talampas. Those are the cars who are within reach of each other. Everybody else are on the tail end of the lead lap. Alex Pedro, David Rivera, Seth Cole, Sonny Hammond, Larry Hagan, Eric Burden, Cody Hagan, Charles Sanford, Michael Norman, Zachary Fitzwater, Henrietta Fitzwater, Gabe Williams, Dylan Thoreau, Trent Dunham, Cody Lamas, Nick Pericles, and Alex Hawkins.
I'm amazed I'm still somehow in the lead lap.
I'm looking for that 3 and 28 to hook up each other and just storm by everybody. They got the best cars. They keep it up.
Oh, I see a 28. I don't see where the 3 is though.
The 3 is up in the tail end cars.
Oh well, and obviously the 3 and 20 ain't gonna be teaming up.
Well, here we go. We're back underway with 8 to go here at the 8 Bowl.
They lapped that 13 quick.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be the definition of friends are where you find them.
Indeed.
The throwback 16.
Pericles is going to be falling a lap down pretty quick, as well as that 15.
He's going to get slowed down.
Those drivers on the tail end.
Damage.
Yeah, he got damage from that caution, so that's going to be a problem.
Oh, boy.
Because here comes Brandon Nichols.
They're going to be in this. Oh, come on.
But here comes Brandon Nichols. Brandon Nichols, who's trying to go for his 5th win of the season, to go for a record for most wins in a season. He already has 4. He wants to go for 5.
And looks like Dutta is spreading the butter, and he's going to try to take the lead. Look at the move.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at the top 3 is all Fords right now with Nichols, Dutta, and Walton.
It's all 3 different teams as well. I mean, you got Penske, you got Roush, and then whoever the 66 belongs
Actually,
to.
the 66 is Roush.
Oh, okay. You're making it Roush under
look, Roush is ahead of him, too.
Yeah, and there's a Roush car ahead. Those little tail end cars are going to have to hope for another caution in order to get back around.
Well, and even then, you're still not going to be able to make up too many spots unless the caution comes out on this lap or maybe even the next one. Maybe the next one.
Smart move by the 12 there.
Well, and now he's got 2 more Roush cars in front of him, and Pericles and then the 17, I forget.
Dylan Thoreau.
Thoreau, okay, yeah.
As his brother Ken is out of the race after getting into that accident earlier. And now Brandon
And, okay,
Nichols
now
is
we're
going to go for
get
3
both those
wide.
Roush cars a lap down.
Look at this. We're gonna have a Roush family party here, but half of them are lap down.
Too bad, right?
Indeed.
Even with that throwback scheme.
As we're looking around, and actually Michael Norman and Zachary Fitzwater would be the next two to get lapped.
Well, he's kind of in the tail end of the field, Charles. You can't show a lot of strength back there.
Well, but even still, I would expect him, based on what we saw earlier, I'd still expect him to be up towards the front of the tail ends.
Oh, yeah. Oh, someone's slow there.
Looked like maybe just the outside line bug.
Oh, and here comes Ian Dutta for the lead. Or actually, no, it's Michael Walton.
99.
That is spreading the, oh, no, here comes the Kellogg's.
Actually, I think we only have
outside.
4 cars out, and they are Jesse Seddy, Cassandra Renzi, Kendall Maynard, and Chase Oliver. Those other drivers who are involved are somehow still on the track.
Wow.
They fixed the damage. The
well, so Pericles is going to go a lap down once again.
They used the hammer multiple times in the back of the 42, and they got it right back out there, hoping just to finish the race with points.
As we see all this racing going on towards the back of the track, right now, and now there goes Ian Dutta for the lead.
Yep, new leader.
He's right in the butter.
And it's been a while since Dutta has been to victory lane. I can't recall the last time he won a race, but I do believe it was in Season 2, from what I remember.
Oh, Pericles is trying to throw as good blocks as he can, and that's his teammate.
And
he's
Nichols got a big run right there. As it's now 4 to go here at the 8th Bowl for the first race in the chase.
Oh yeah, now a caution would end the race though, so.
So yeah, unfortunately those tail end drivers will not be able to come back around. And we are still clean and green here. So that makes matters even a little worse for those drivers.
And
Nick Pericles is still hanging in tough, and now Ryan Anderson Jr., who is now the highest running chaser.
He's definitely a good teammate in a sense for the 16, but then again, sorry, go ahead.
And the kids will be eating free today. Here comes that 36 car in the back.
36 on the lead lap?
Yeah, he is. Biggie Spencer. He's up here in the top 5 now.
Well, and we're hearing the team radio on the 47. He's scared about the kids eating free.
But right now, the highest running of the chasers is Ryan Anderson Jr. in the 2nd spot right now. So if he can stay there, he could get some momentum and get up high enough in points and get the points lead potentially.
Well, he's inside Pericles, so this could be good.
And now Dutta's cleared of the 16.
The radio communication on the 66 was keep that 16 behind me. If he tries to pass me, we're going to fire him after the race.
Well, apparently he's fired.
Well, anyways.
President Pericles has done a great job of holding up the 12 the entire time.
Yeah, and it's 2 to go here at the 8th Bowl.
You know, this is my home track. I don't remember any water bowl in Massachusetts, but it's a pretty great race.
And actually, the last time the top 10 was scored on that last lap, it's Dutta in the lead with Anderson Jr. 2nd, Brandon Nichols 3rd, Jesse King 4th, Michael Walton 5th, Biggie Spencer 6th, Austin Weiner 7th, Dylan Young 8th, Chris Washer 9th, and Kyle Matthews 10th.
Once again. Wow.
And he's getting help from Jesse King in the 54. And here comes Austin Weiner, another chaser. And he's now the highest chaser.
Pericles might get invited to a trailer after this one.
He could, but I don't know. But we're coming to the white flag this time by. One final lap for Dutta to potentially get a win.
Oh, man. Pericles could have easily gotten turned there by the 54.
Oh, the 16 is helping his teammate. I think Dutta is going to be spreading the butter in victory lane. Here he comes.
Indeed.
Oh, unless the 16 does something foolish here and just goes to the right side of Dutta.
Well, then he will be really fired.
Oh, wait a minute. There's smoke up ahead. Charles Sanford's crashed. David Rivera and Gabe Williams have wrecked. Caution is out. The race is over.
No, it's not. Not yet. Oh, wait, they're still going full throttle. Here they come. Here goes the 54.
No, they're actually running slow right now. They're slowing down.
Oh, they're going faster now.
Well, now they're going faster, but it's not going to matter.
54 is not going to have enough. It's going to be Ian Dutta.
Ian Dutta will win the 8th Bowl here at 8th Bowl. So, wow. Dutta dominated the final portion of the race, and he somehow, some way, gets the win.
And Charles almost ruined it.
What?
You were in that last wreck, Charles. I saw you wreck.
Who says I wrecked? Who says my fault about the wreck?
Alex Pedro got
I
damaged from that.
understand
So
that.
too
I
did
saw it.
Michael Norman, Seth Cole. We're all involved in whatever this was. I'm trying to see if anybody else was there. Eric Burton got
Hammond
some
has
damage. So does Hammond. Cody Hagan might have been in it.
78.
There's Rivera, who was involved. Gabe Williams. There was Sanford.
Okay.
And I think those were, yeah, I think those were the only cars who were caught up in whatever that was.
A big mess.
That was a mess, but no need to look at replay since the race is over for that. But let's take a look at the official results. Ian Dutta in his first season for Roush Fenway, and he will be back in that car for next season. He's going to come away with his first win for his team, and from what I can remember, this is maybe his second career win in Walmart Cup competition. Jesse King, another second place finish for that young rookie in the 54 team. Ryan Anderson Jr., the highest finishing chase driver, in third. Austin Weiner fourth. I believe Austin Weiner, because he has 6 more points than Anderson Jr., I believe he is going to be the new points leader heading into the next race, which is New Hampshire. And Michael Walden comes away with a solid top 5 finish of 5th. Biggie Spencer, solid place finishing of 6th. Dylan Young gets a much-needed good run of 7th. Chris Washer, the third highest chaser, in 8th. Justin Talampas with a solid 9th. And Kyle Matthews rounding out the top 10. The rest of the top 20 was Matt McIntyre, Anthony McCrory, Eric Enrage, Brandon Nichols, Rue McIntyre, P.J. Williams, who was another chaser, along with Nichols. Cody Hagan, Sonny Hammond, Eric Burden, Alex Pedro. The rest of the cars that finished on the lead lap were points leader Michael Norman, though he won't be the points leader anymore. Seth Cole, Larry Hagan, and Henrietta Fitzwater. And these next several cars were cars involved in that last incident or caught a lap down. Nick Pericles, Zachary Fitzwater, Jordan Kolb, Chaser Dylan Thoreau, Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson, Alex Hawkins, Charles Sanford, Gabe Williams, Chaser David Rivera, Chaser Cody Lamas, Ken Thoreau, Chaser Jessica Sheldon, and Jekko Knight. Everybody else was out of the race after what happened to them, and they were Jesse Seddy, Cassandra Renzi, Kendall Maynor, and Chase Oliver. So with this first race concluded, it looks like Austin Weiner will be the new points leader heading into New Hampshire coming up. But I also would like to thank Stephen Pollard III for pit reporting this race. And I would like to thank Charles Sanford for stopping by at the booth.
No problem. Hope I join you again in the 34 who lost the draft during the race finish tonight. It was a great race. I hope I'll be back one day with Charles and you. It was fun commentating, and some of the jokes might have been bad, but some of them were fun.
Indeed. But anyways, here is a look at your results, rookie points, chase points, and regular points heading into the next race.
A chance to say anything?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, it was a pleasure to join you once again. Definitely a tale of two halves here, as we had Michael Norman dominate the first half, and then obviously Ian Dutta dominate the second half of the race.
Indeed.
Can't wait to join you for another one, though, at some point here.
Indeed. So that is indeed the case. But anyways, here's a look at your results, rookie points, chase points, and regular points heading into New Hampshire. But until then, this is Levi McIntyre signing off. So long, everybody. See you at New Hampshire.
Join the police, be on the silver screen, become a movie star, or be a pro racer and drive fast cars. It don't matter the age, it don't matter the color, it don't matter the gender or who you love. If you got it in your heart, then go ahead and do it. If you have a gift, then please go ahead and use it. Cause I was feeling stupid while trying to do music, thinking that I had no voice and that I was useless. But as I write this down, I can see what I mean. Nobody ever will stop me from achieving my dreams.